Have you ever stopped to think that the way you spend the first hour after waking up might quietly shape the length and quality of your life? It may seem like a small detail, but countless studies and stories from people who've aged gracefully suggest otherwise. Most older adults unknowingly adopt morning habits that drain their energy and shorten their lifespan, all before breakfast is even over. In this video, you'll discover 7 simple yet powerful morning habits shared by people who've lived well into their 90s with clarity, strength, and independence. And here's the best part. Habit number 4 takes just 30 seconds. Yet, it could add years to your life. These are not miracle cures, but they're often overlooked even by health professionals. Let me introduce you to someone whose story brings this to life. At age 68, Leonard began noticing a pattern. His friends were slowing down, facing mobility issues, heart troubles, and fading memory. But Leonard took a different path. Now, at 91 years old, he's still active, social, and full of purpose. Surprisingly, longevity doesn't run in his family. Most of his relatives passed away in their early 70s. What made the difference? It began when Leonard attended a wellness talk that inspired him to change his morning routine. Those small shifts turned into a powerful foundation for healthy aging. When I asked him how he managed to maintain such vitality, he smiled and said, "It all starts the moment I open my eyes." And now, it's your turn. Are you ready to learn the habits that could change the way you age one morning at a time? Habit 1: immediate hydration. Let's begin with one of the simplest, yet most life-changing habits: drinking water the moment you wake up. Most people don't realize what's happening inside their body after a long night of sleep. Without water, your blood begins to thicken. This makes your heart work harder and puts unnecessary pressure on your brain. And this all happens silently before you've even left your bed. The oldest and healthiest adults don't start their morning with a phone in hand or a cup of coffee. They begin with a glass of water. And this timing is not just important, it's critical. Researchers from top medical universities have discovered that even mild dehydration overnight can speed up aging. According to one kidney health expert, when we sleep, our body slowly dries out. This leads to what doctors now call morning blood, sludging, a condition that strains the heart and causes tiny damage to the brain and kidneys. Over time, that damage adds up. Let me share the story of Elaine. At 74, she faced constant fatigue, poor memory, and worsening kidney numbers. Her doctors were even discussing the possibility of starting dialysis soon, but instead of adding more medications, Elaine decided to try something simple first. She started drinking 16 ounces of room temperature water the very moment she woke up before stepping out of bed. Within 2 months, her lab results had improved dramatically. Her energy returned. Her memory got sharper. Her doctor asked her what had changed. Elaine replied with a smile, "Just water, nothing else." Here's how you can start tomorrow. Before going to bed tonight, place a glass of water on your nightstand. Then, when you open your eyes in the morning, before doing anything else, drink the entire glass. Not tea, not juice, just clean water. Room temperature is best. Since cold water may shock your system, think of this habit like brushing your teeth. You wouldn't skip that. Right, then don't skip hydration either. After all, your organs have gone hours without water. Don't make them wait any longer. Can you commit to this small shift? It may seem minor, but it could have a huge impact on your kidney health, blood pressure, and overall vitality. This isn't optional for people who live the longest. It's a non-negotiable part of their day. Will you make it part of yours? Habit 2: exposure to natural morning light. Let's talk about light, not the kind from your ceiling lamp, but the natural morning light that quietly controls your body's rhythm, energy, and even how well you sleep at night. Many people wake up and immediately turn on artificial lights or check their phone. But what your body truly needs in the first 30 minutes after waking is sunlight. This early exposure to natural light acts as a biological reset button. It tells your brain a new day has begun and starts a chain of internal processes that regulate everything from metabolism to mood and mental clarity. Research from respected aging institutions has shown that people who receive sunlight soon after waking produce significantly more melatonin later in the day. This is the hormone that helps you fall asleep easily and sleep deeply. Missing that morning signal has been linked to higher risks of memory loss and brain-related decline in older adults. Let me tell you about Harold. At 76, he was struggling with poor sleep for over 15 years. He had tried everything: sleeping pills, herbal teas, even expensive gadgets. Nothing seemed to work long-term. Then, during a checkup, his doctor suggested something simple: sit outside each morning for 10 minutes. No matter the weather, Harold followed the advice. After just 2 weeks, he noticed he was falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. But the benefits didn't stop there. His blood pressure dropped noticeably, and his usual afternoon fatigue was gone. All it took was sitting quietly on his balcony with his coffee, letting the morning light touch his skin and eyes. You don't need a park or beach. Just a spot near a window or front porch will do. Even on cloudy days, outdoor light is many times stronger than indoor bulbs. If going outside isn't possible, opening a curtain or sitting near a bright window helps. In colder seasons, a medically approved light therapy lamp can offer support, but nothing beats real sunlight. This isn't just about better sleep. It's about giving your body the signal it's waiting for to function properly. Your inner clock depends on it. Without it, everything from digestion to memory to immune function can fall out of sync. Tomorrow morning, give this a try. Before breakfast, before television, even before coffee, step outside or sit by a window. Let your body know the day has started. It may seem like a small change, but it can help restore balance, sharpen your mind, and slow aging from the inside out. Will you give yourself this gift tomorrow morning? Habit 3: gentle movement before breakfast. Before you reach for your morning coffee, consider what your body truly needs after a night of stillness. Movement, gentle, mindful movement. One of the biggest mistakes people make, especially as they age, is staying inactive first thing in the morning. It may seem harmless to wait until after breakfast to get moving, but studies show this delay can quietly trigger inflammation, speeding up joint wear and tear over time. Medical researchers have found that light physical activity right after waking up can activate a process known as autophagy. Think of it as your body's natural way of cleaning up damaged cells and preparing joints for the day ahead. Seniors who engage in morning movement before eating have been shown to have lower levels of inflammation and healthier joints over time. Let me share the story of Eleanor. At 69, she was preparing for knee replacement surgery after years of arthritis pain. She had trouble walking and had given up hope of staying active. Then her physical therapist encouraged her to try something simple: a few minutes of gentle motion each morning, before eating, before drinking coffee, before anything else. Eleanor committed to just 7 minutes a day. She started with slow stretches, soft joint circles, and light swaying movements. Within 3 months, not only did her pain decrease dramatically, but her surgery was no longer necessary. I never imagined that such a small routine could change so much, she said. Now I play with my grandkids without worrying about pain. You can do this too. Tomorrow morning, after drinking your water but before breakfast, spend 5 to 10 minutes gently waking up your body. Start with slow ankle rolls. Then move up to knees, hips, shoulders, and wrists. Gently sway side to side while standing, or if needed, remain seated and move your arms and neck in circles. If you're able, bend forward slightly and stretch your back. The goal isn't to work up a sweat, it's to ease your joints into the day and restore circulation. This window of early movement helps switch on longevity pathways that remain dormant if you stay still. Can you feel how stiff your body is in the morning? That's your body asking for attention. What you do in those first few minutes can determine how you'll move, not just today, but for years to come. Will you take those few minutes tomorrow morning to protect your mobility, energy, and independence? Habit 4, the 30-second breathing practice. There's one habit that takes just 30 seconds and may be one of the most powerful things you can do each morning to support long-term health. Yet most people never even think about it, how they breathe. The truth is, the way you breathe when you wake up can set the tone for how your body reacts to stress the rest of the day. It might sound simple, but your breath is like a remote control for your nervous system. And when used intentionally, it can calm inflammation, regulate your heart, and even improve mental focus. In communities where people routinely live well into their 90s and beyond, researchers have noticed a shared pattern. Many of these long-lived individuals begin their day with slow, rhythmic breathing before doing anything else. Not eating, not moving, just breathing with full awareness. Let me share the story of George, a 94-year-old retired school teacher who lives in a small mountain town. Each morning, George walks out onto his porch, closes his eyes, and begins a short breathing ritual. It helps me stay clear and calm. He says, if I skip it, I can feel the difference. My mind is foggier, and my body feels off balance. Science backs this up. Studies on morning breathing practices show they can activate the vagus nerve, which tells your body to shift out of fight or flight mode and into a state of recovery. This simple signal can lower blood pressure, reduce cortisol, and support brain health. Here's how to try it yourself. After drinking your morning water, find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Sit or stand comfortably, then begin what's called the 4-7-8 breathing method. Inhale through your nose slowly for 4 seconds. Hold that breath gently for 7 seconds. Then exhale fully through your mouth for 8 seconds, letting out a soft whoosh sound. Repeat this for 3 or 4 rounds. That's it, 30 seconds in total. It may not seem like much, but these 30 seconds can shift your entire biology. They can set a calmer tone for your heart, your brain, and your immune system. And for many older adults, it's not just relaxing, it's life-changing. Think about it. Are you breathing deeply right now? Most of us aren't. We spend our days taking shallow, rushed breaths, never realizing the toll it takes over time. So tomorrow morning, before the noise of the day begins, give yourself this quiet moment, a moment to pause, to breathe fully, to start your day in peace. Will you take 30 seconds tomorrow for your body and mind? Habit 5, protein and fiber-rich breakfast. Have you ever stopped to think about what your breakfast is really doing for your body? For many older adults, the morning meal becomes more of a routine than a conscious choice. But what you eat first thing in the morning could either support your journey toward longevity or quietly push your body in the opposite direction. In communities known for their long-lived residents, breakfast isn't heavy or complicated. It's smart. It's rich in protein and fiber, two powerful elements that set the tone for the entire day. Studies from the International Institute of Healthy Aging reveal that people who consume a protein and fiber-based breakfast reduce low-grade inflammation significantly, which plays a critical role in heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. Dr. Elena Marks, a senior nutrition researcher, explains it simply: the food you eat at the start of the day influences your metabolism for hours. A breakfast with at least 25 grams of protein and a solid source of fiber can support tissue repair, reduce cravings, and protect organs under stress. Let's take a real-world example. Thomas, a 70-year-old retired coach, used to start his day with white toast and sweetened coffee. Though he was slim, his doctor noticed early signs of insulin resistance and high inflammation levels. Instead of turning to medication, Thomas switched up his breakfast with guidance from a dietitian. He now eats a bowl of oats with flax seeds and blueberries, plus 2 boiled eggs and a handful of almonds. Within 4 months, his blood work improved dramatically and his energy levels followed. So what does a smart longevity breakfast actually look like? It could be as simple as combining eggs, avocado, and spinach, or plain Greek yogurt with chia seeds and berries. Even a slice of whole grain toast with natural peanut butter and a side of apple can do wonders. But there's one key: skip the refined carbs before 10 in the morning. Pastries, sugary cereals, or white bread cause a blood sugar spike that speeds up aging and throws off your body's rhythm. You don't need more time, you just need to make a better choice with the time you already spend eating. Will tomorrow be the day you make the switch? A small shift in your breakfast plate could lead to a big difference in your health over the years. You're already eating. Now let your breakfast help you live longer, feel stronger, and stay sharp. Habit 6: morning social connection. There's something far more powerful than any vitamin or exercise routine when it comes to longevity, and that is early morning human connection. It might sound simple, but studies now show that engaging in even a brief conversation before 10 o'clock in the morning can significantly impact how long and how well we live. Have you ever gone an entire morning without speaking to anyone? That silence may feel harmless, but the body interprets it differently. According to mental health researchers, regular isolation has the same negative health impact as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. But what many don't realize is that the timing of your social connection matters just as much as the connection itself. Dr. Leonard Garcia, who led a multi-decade health and aging study, found that seniors who made meaningful contact with others in the morning had nearly 30% lower all-cause mortality rates. Why? Because morning interaction seems to kickstart neurotransmitters and hormones that regulate blood pressure, immune strength, and even mood for the rest of the day. This habit is part of the secret behind communities with unusually high numbers of people living past 90. In small towns across the world, whether in Costa Rica or Sardinia, neighbors routinely greet each other each morning. It's not long conversations. Sometimes it's just 5 minutes at a garden gate or outside a cafe, but it sets the tone for the entire day. Consider Peter, Aga, 83. He lives alone, but never skips his morning call to his daughter. It reminds me I'm part of something bigger than myself, he says. And science supports his experience. Blood tests show that social seniors have lower markers of inflammation and better cardiovascular regulation than isolated ones. So how can you make this a habit? First, place a morning call to a friend or loved one. It doesn't have to be long. Even 2 to 3 minutes makes a difference. Second, if you share a home, don't rush through the morning like strangers. Sit down together, even briefly. Third, if you live alone and don't have nearby family, consider saying hello to a neighbor, joining a walking group, or stopping to chat with your local barista. Every small exchange counts. Your brain and body recognize the difference. They respond to connection like medicine. So, who will you reach out to tomorrow morning? Think of it as brushing your soul, not just your teeth. Habit 7: directed gratitude practice. Among all the morning habits shared by people who live well into their 90s and beyond, this one might surprise you. It doesn't involve food, fitness, or supplements, but something far more powerful: a daily, intentional practice of gratitude. But this isn't just a vague, be thankful mindset. It's a precise mental habit done in a very specific way, and at a very specific time within 1 hour of waking, and it's changing how scientists view brain aging. Researchers at several major universities, including a neuroscience team from Yale, have uncovered something remarkable. When older adults engage in focused morning gratitude, brain scans show noticeable changes. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for emotional balance and decision-making, lights up in patterns similar to those found in much younger adults. More than that, Stress hormone levels like cortisol drop by nearly 1/4, reducing the risk of heart disease, memory decline, and inflammation. Timing, as it turns out, is critical. The greatest cognitive and emotional benefit comes when this gratitude habit is done first thing in the morning before the brain is hijacked by stress, news, or distraction. Take the example of a woman in her early 70s who had struggled for years with high blood pressure. Medications helped, but her heart rate variability, a key marker for heart health, remained poor. After learning about this brain-based approach to gratitude, she decided to give it a try. Each morning, just after her breathing exercise, she placed a hand on her chest and silently named 3 parts of her body she was grateful for, specifically focusing on why. I'm thankful for my ears that let me hear my favorite music. I appreciate my hands that still prepare meals for my family. I'm grateful for my lungs that have carried me through every day. Within 3 months, her cardiovascular markers had significantly improved. Her doctor was astonished not by a new drug, but by a shift in morning mindset. Here's how you can try it. After your deep breathing, sit quietly. Place your hand gently on your heart. Think of 3 parts of your body you appreciate. Say them out loud or silently. Be specific and mean it. The reason this habit works so well: gratitude alters your nervous system. It sends calming signals that reduce inflammation, strengthen immunity, and activate what scientists call longevity pathways. These are biological systems that influence how fast or how slowly you age. So, ask yourself, when was the last time you sincerely thanked your body, not for being perfect, but for keeping you alive through everything? Will you try this tomorrow morning? 2 quiet minutes. No equipment, no cost, just a shift in how you start your day and perhaps how many days you have left to live. Now that you've discovered these 7 morning habits, it's time to reflect on what they really mean for your future. You don't need to do everything perfectly. Even choosing just 2 or 3 of these habits can create a noticeable difference in your energy, clarity, and long-term health. Think about this. Your morning isn't just a start to the day, it's a message to your body about how it should function. The choices you make in those first waking hours can either support your vitality or slowly wear you down. That's why beginning just one of these habits tomorrow could be the first step toward adding more quality years to your life. Remember the story we shared earlier? It's never too late to begin. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, your body is still listening, and it's never stopped hoping you'll treat it with care. So, let me ask you, which habit are you going to try first tomorrow morning? Take a moment, choose one, and stick with it for a week. See how your body responds. You might be surprised. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing for more insights like these. Tap the like button if this inspired you, and tell us in the comments below, which of the 7 habits are you already doing? And which one will you begin next? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to start theirs.